Welcome, everybody. Today is Thursday, April 16th, and this is the Konflux community call. Remember that by participating in this meeting, you agree to follow the code of conduct as we have published, and this meeting will be posted on YouTube afterwards. Then the recording will be posted on YouTube. We have two topics for discussion today. Mikola and Adam. Adam, I don't know how long your topic was going to be. Mikola said that his would likely be a little bit shorter. So I was going to offer for Mikola to go first to give us open floor for yours.
I unfortunately, go ahead, Nicola. Then.
So if you're okay to set Adam, I can go second. It's not a problem.
Yeah, it's I'm gonna have to drop at 8:30, so I would like to go first.
All right.
Okay. So I will in that interest, I will try and be brief. I did send out an email last night to the Konflux mailing list, describing the pull request that I submitted to the architecture repo. I describe it as a refactor of the architecture goals. It was something that when I was kind of thinking about ways that we as a project can improve, one thing that I observed kind of rereading the goals, it's probably been a while since I actually looked at them, that just the way that we're structured was kind of hard to comprehend and hard to hold in my head in a given moment in time. And so this was my attempt to kind of distill what was there into 6 simpler, higher level statements that kind of describe what are the things that at least I see the Konflux project values and kind of guides our forward and future development designs and so forth. So it's up there for folks to comment on and review. I did take inspiration from a few different places that I put references to. Take them as just background context, whether or not you agree with those particular individuals and whatnot. The thing that I kind of did want to maybe talk a little bit about was around some of our ideas around putting everything in Git and having everything and managing change through pull requests on everyone's repos. This is something that it feels like just seeing Konflux being operated in practice, that a lot of people who have adopted it, it's kind of hard and challenging. The volume of pull requests that go into repos, I think I've seen a lot of folks who have adopted it kind of struggle with it. And we kind of see that in one of the patterns that we've documented, where if you've got a team that you're building several applications, but they're all same language platform, same stack, and are using the same underlying pipeline that Konflux operators are providing, or that we're publishing in like the build definitions repo, they're kind of adopting this pattern where they're separating that pipeline definition into a different repository and then referencing it. So part of me wonders if maybe we should start exploring options where instead of teams being the ones who gate those pipeline changes in particular through pull requests into individual repos, that it's something that is done more outside through like some kind of GitOps driven workflow that a platform engineering group or team manages and maintains. It's an initial idea that maybe we'll have a few minutes to talk about, and then probably it's worth discussing a little more offline.
Thanks, Adam. I didn't have a chance to review the pull request that you opened. But if it's something that we want to discuss, we can add it on the agenda for next week as well. Give people the opportunity to read it over. Did anybody else have a chance to? I mean, some people had a chance to read it. I don't know if anybody on this call had a chance to read it. Does anybody have any comments they want to discuss right now?
From the first look, it looks good to me. Thank you, Adam.
Thanks. And just to kind of clarify, like I hopefully did not change the actual content too much. I described it as a refactor PR. Well, a lot of the core points are still kind of there. It's just kind of giving it a little bit more higher level structure.
All right. Are there any other topics for that? Thanks again, Adam. Mikola, the floor is yours to discuss removing the generate annotation from components.
Yeah, so it's more quick notice that we have generate annotation on component, which was deprecated a long time ago, but it still was used by some users, and some of the users are still misuse it, trying to combine this legacy generate annotation way with creating a dedicated image repository way. So we decided to finally remove this annotation soon. We will send a notice to mailing list, I think, but so the current plan is to remove the confusion for the users by removing it, and also reduce some load on image controller, because then we wouldn't need to watch components in image controller. So regarding in cluster users who has resources defined, the transition would be smooth because the annotation actually is removed when it's processed. Regarding GitOps, so people would need to create a dedicated image repository or object instead, but in fact, many people already do it because like that's the way documentation describes for a long time. So we don't expect many problems with that. So just a notice, if you have any questions, please ask. Okay.
Is there, so you were saying that people were misusing the generate annotation?
Yes, like what we face is some people just copy pasted the component definition from, I don't know, some old place that has a generate annotation and created image repository too. So it's like doing the same using new and old ways, and it's like conflicting.
Okay. Do you, I mean, I guess there might not be any way we can tell, but do we know if people are using only the generate annotation, or there's no such thing as only the generate annotation anymore? We already handle it other ways.
Yeah, like also documentation says to use a new way, create image repository. We don't have it in documentation for quite a long time, but like it lives in old component instances like GitOps or stuff like that. Not in cluster, because in cluster it removed.
All right.
So we expect a smooth migration. So for the GitOps, we can provide a migration script, which would be like run once, at least to GitOps repos we know about. And as I said, for in cluster, it wouldn't be any migration because controller just process it.
All right. Thanks, Mikola. With that, we've reached the end of the topics. Does anybody else have something they want to discuss? All right, I'll take a silence as a no. Please add topics for next week before we get there, and we'll see you then.
All right, thank you all.